Welcome back. I'm Books here.
I'm Books Fair.
I'm Books Clear.
And together, we are Yells at Books. First of all is one that all three of us have read. Strange Houses by UKETSU. I've talked about this one in my short form videos. Go check those out after this. I guess I'll start since I'm the one that brought it to the group. So this novel is really short and it's a mystery novel in which there are pictures that coincide with the story. So it's floor plans for houses, hence strange houses, and you solve a mystery alongside the characters. And this is one that I really appreciated. I gave it 5 stars personally, and then I brought it over to Rhiannon, who also gave it 5 stars. And Jamie, why don't we start from the bottom? How many stars did you give this book?
Alrighty, I gave it a 3. I still enjoyed the book, obviously. Okay, I will start with what I liked about the book. Obviously, I really liked the floor plans and how it showed that as you go along, points out more things for you to be like, oh wait, yeah, no, that's off. There's something off about that. My main issue was like when the two main characters, the author and the architect, when they're coming up with their theories of what's going on, straight after there's conveniently someone comes in and corroborates their thinking of it. It just seemed very convenient to me.
Okay.
And then my biggest issue was at the very end with the twist at the end. I won't say what the twist was. There wasn't much to back it up, and I wanted more of that. It was just kind of like a throwaway, like, last twist. It didn't come together and give enough information for it. I would like that in another chapter or two, because I did like the twist at the end. I did, but it was just like a last minute, like,
yeah. Okay. No, that actually really is a good point, though.
And I'm a character guy. I couldn't tell you anything about these characters. The main characters. The author and the architect. The other characters did get their arcs and their thing. Still had a fun time with it. I did enjoy it. There was things I really liked. Overall, 3 stars for me.
No, that's actually quite a fair assessment. What did you say before? Your main gripe with it?
When they were talking together about an issue or like their thoughts on what was happening, and then suddenly someone would come in and verify that, it just seemed very convenient. It just was like, oh, yeah, maybe this is this, and then I publish it, and then suddenly there's someone here to be like, oh, I have more information for you.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did it say anything about any time jumps? And also, didn't her being part of the family sort of fix that convenience thing? Because like she tracked him down, right? Like specifically because she was involved. I know what you mean, but doesn't that get resolved?
Yes, that part did. My issue was mainly when the mom conveniently reached out to her daughter and to be like, oh, I have more information. Like, you haven't talked yet. Why are you suddenly reaching out? I think if it showed more time going past, I don't know, like, again, it just needed to be a little longer. I'm fine with dull. I'm fine with mundane crap. Put the mundane crap in. It doesn't have to be all twists and turns. Give me mundane.
Yeah. Nah, see, I think this is why we rated it so differently, is because you're the character-driven guy. I really love the ride, and the ride for this book is one of the best rides. Even if the ending's not that great, it's the build up and just being able to do it alongside them and looking at the pictures, like that interactive element. As the audiobook guy, there's really not that much. It's quite rare to find an interactive book that I don't have to read. But yeah, you bring up some really solid points. Rhiannon, what do you reckon?
Well, yeah, I think I really liked it because I was just there for the ride a bit, and while as we know, I'm like your love child, I do prefer stuff that has really good characterization and all that. But for this, I just didn't really care when it came to this, I guess. I was just like, this is fun. But I think my problem with it is that I was a little bit disappointed by the main ending. I was like, I kind of hoped for more blood and guts and moral darkness. And it was kind of ended up in like a bit of a neat, no one's really the bad guy here bow, and I didn't like that. So I really liked the afterward that like added a bit more spice back into the pot. And I agree with Jamie that I would have preferred that it was a bit longer and maybe with a little bit more detail, but then we do have to appreciate the classic storytelling of you decide. Use your brain. What do you think happened? I don't know, UKETSU, just tell me.
I don't want to use my brain. I'm using my brain and not reading it. Like, give me the facts.
And to be fair, I did appreciate that, like, obviously you have there's so many, oh, you can't see that. Fuck you, laptop camera.
My eyes!
Fuck! There's so many, like, Kurihara, him and the author are, like, talking. They're like, oh, you noticed this? And then I would flick back to, when I first started reading it, I would flick back to the very start, being like, oh, yeah, I can see that on the thing. And then it just, like, zooms in and circles what they're talking about. So a bit more of that attitude for the ending, I guess. But yeah, I just really liked the ride. And so I gave it 5 stars, but I think that is just a little bit because I'm, like, really leaning into the horror. And it was, like, a good, even if it personally disappointed me from a story point standard, it was a good ending. I know the difference between subjective and objective.
To get a little bit deeper on like my view of it, I started it out because the audiobook is like 3 hours, and obviously I get through that in an hour and a half. You don't have to hold it up the whole time, bro. You can fucking.
I'm really distracted by my lack of nose, so I'm trying to draw attention away from my lack of nose. Low quality is the way to go.
Yeah, I think low quality is way better. You're just gonna be the bright lord at the beginning of this. Anyway, for me personally, it only was gonna take me about an hour and a half. When it started off, they started talking about floor plans, and I like looked at the cover and I was like, oh, maybe there's floor plans in this. And then I looked in the files where my audiobook was, and I was like, there's a PDF here. And I looked through it, and then he's talking about that extra little spot in the kitchen. And I was like, that is really weird. I didn't notice that at first. And then it starts talking about other little details, and like you look at this floor plan, and as somebody who's actually looked at a lot of floor plans in my life, it's weird that none of this jumped out. Like that's another reason why I rated this so highly, is because I looked at this floor plan, nothing jumped out until they brought it up, which just made it so much better. It's like, hey, there actually is a mystery here, and the more they talked about it, it's like the more fucking weird this house is. And they're right. Like, it was specifically built for something. This is why I loved this book so much. It's just that journey of figuring it out with them.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, I agree.
Soon we're gonna read this. I do. Can we appreciate the publishers? Beautiful. We love that.
Gorgeous.
Look at that. Nice.
My gripe with this book, actually, how many times this family was able to modify their houses without anybody noticing. I know that the modifications are subtle, I'll grant that, but there was already a suspected murder in the fucking first house, right? So like, and they knew that it was modified, like the house was modified, that first house, and it wasn't a murder, it was a suicide.
I thought they were all built like that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Well, like, I was just in a house the other day, and it had a panic room. The painter showed me. He's like, check this out. There's a panic room. And I'm like, well, it's not going to be it's not like a fucking big secret if the fucking painter told me. You know what I mean? It just feels like if this one family did this multiple times, that it would come up in some way. Like, it would be known by somebody.
Yeah, no, I think you make a good point, because it's like you're telling me in all 3 of these houses, maybe not the one that was built almost 100 years ago, but like especially the Tokyo one that was just built, not one carpenter was like, a hole with a tiny tunnel? Why?
Yeah.
What I really enjoyed about it was when the mom would talk about the past, and specifically the ceremony of like the left hand. That was really entertaining. I really enjoyed that part and all of that. I think I just didn't like the speculation. I want facts.
Yeah, no, now, okay, there's another fucking thing right at the start when his mate was immediately like, oh, they must be assassins or whatever. I was like, that is such a cool story, but why did you jump to that? Why was that the first thing that you thought of? Like, they must be assassins and their kids doing the fucking assassinations. Like, I would like some of what you're smoking.
And that's why I was disappointed. I'm like, you promised me murder family, and instead you gave me traumatized family just doing what they're told. Lame. What do you mean you have a guilty conscience?
I was promised murder.
You know what, the whole cult aspect as well, I didn't forget about it. Just don't think about it when I think about that book. Like, because when I think about that book, I think about what makes it great. And the cult aspect doesn't hurt it, but it's like, if it wasn't there, then we'd be left with more speculation, which is kind of what made this book so great, was being able to speculate about it. So also leaving it open-ended, you interpret the ending, was kind of perfect, because that's sort of how it was walking you into it.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it's just not personally for me. That open-endedness, I don't know why.
It's because you are like letting go of control. That's your fucking favorite thing to do. And when you're being told that you have to decide what the ending is, you're like, no, this is bullshit.
Jamie really hates Inception.
Yes. I went out of that movie being like, I don't get it.
Also on Goodreads, it hasn't got many 5 stars, so when I rated it 5 stars, I was like, fuck, did I miss something? Like, am I wrong here? And then I was like, nah, I really enjoyed the fucking ride. Fuck these people.
It just shows like that book was more catered to your taste and what you look for in a book. Maybe I'm a bit more basic.
Having read Sayaka Murata and like understanding sort of what makes a Japanese book so fucking alien, did you guys see that quality in Strange Houses at all?
Personally, no, I didn't make that connection.
The only thing that sort of sprung out to me is, it's such a hard fucking thing to describe, because all I can think is it's just alien. It's like that story about the curtain, right? Like that was just fucking alien. Anyway,
Pop the gay curtain.
yeah,
That was I love the gay curtain.
yeah, no, we all love the gay curtain.
Jamie felt very personally attacked by the gay curtain.
So in this story, when the guy's talking about family who uses the kid as an assassin, and just the way he was describing it sort of stuck out to me as that weird alien Japan concept, because that kind of is, right? It's not out of this world to have a child assassin, but it is out of this world to have it be brought up so fucking weird, and also be revolving around hiding the kid as well, which was that creeped me all the way out, like having to hide the kid. Yeah, and the way that the house is laid out to hide the kid actually did give me chills. Hey, this is Editing Finn. I'm gonna do the outro now, because for some reason the original outro that all 3 of us didn't record with any sound, so I'm just gonna do an outro here. Thanks for listening to us ramble about Strange Houses by UKETSU. I hope you enjoyed it. It'd mean the world to me if you liked, commented, and subscribed. And drop any suggestions down below for whatever book you want us to read next. We love reading books and we love talking about books. See ya.